right, so today I think I'm gonna tell a story time. Story time, story time. So I got a couple stories I could tell for real. This one gonna be I think oh shit. This one is gonna be about my sex journey. um Everything that's happened to me like in my sex life, I guess. All right, so we're gonna start off. Obviously, got to start off with your first, your first time. So my first time, I was 14, 14 or 13. I think I was 14, and I was making out with my girlfriend or whatever, you know. And now prior to us doing it, we've like made out and obviously I never. I mean, I didn't like eat her coochie. Well, I didn't. Can I say coochie? I don't know. I didn't eat her area, her privates, but she's given me head before. So, uh, I was experienced in that sense, but I didn't ever ex- experience the actual intercourse part before. So it was like we was just making out, and it was like she was on top of me, and we was making out, um, and she was like, "You want to stick it in, or you want to feel it?" I think she said you want to feel it, because sticking it in sound. You want to stick it in sound crazy. I think she said, "Do you want to feel it?" And I was like, "Feel what?" And she was like, "Feel it." And I was like, "Uh, yeah." I was like, "Yeah, of course, yeah, I want to feel it." Blah blah blah. So, mind you, we probably came from school, and we was probably sweaty, not sweaty, but we just came from a day at school, so we probably wasn't like the freshest. So keep that in mind. So we was chilling. I mean, we was just chilling or whatever. So, uh, we was just chilling or whatever. Before all this happened, she was like, "Oh yeah, do you wanna feel it or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah." So she got up off me. She pulled her pants down, put her underwear down, and all that. And wait, I can't remember if she got on top of me or if she bent over. That doesn't really matter. But I think I just say she got back on top of me and sat on it or whatever. And I was like, oh, this feel. It didn't. It didn't feel like nothing, but it felt like warmth. It felt warm. So I was like, oh, this feel good. And like one stroke in, I was like, oh no, and I pushed it off, and I nutted, because that was my first time ever feeling a coochie. So I was just like, oh no, I nutted like instantly. So that was it. Like, I didn't even get to experience. That was my first like sexual experience. I don't even count that as my first time, because it was so like, it literally was like, it was like done, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do now. So I was like, okay, and it's crazy because after that happened, I think like, well, before I get to that part, so when it happened, she was like, "Oh, it's okay, it's your first time or whatever." She said it wasn't her first time, but I'm not sure. People said that she got around, but people just said that because girls would say stuff like that because they didn't like her, because she was always, niggas wanted her and all that shit. She was one of them, like the niggas wanted her. So I was just like, I don't know if it's true or not, if she really ever did anything or not. So I was just like, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I didn't notice that it smelled not a bad smell, but it smelled like sex. Like he was a little sweaty. So I was like, okay, cool. I didn't realize that it smelled like that. So my mother came down. I think we was in a basement or something. My mother came down. I think this was like after she left or something. Yeah, I don't think she was there. I think she left. My mother was like, "What's that smell? I smelled that," and I was like, "I don't know." She was like, "It smelled like sweat," and I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "I don't know." It smelled like that when she got here. I think I lied and was like, I think she was just a little sweaty or something, but she smelled a little musty. She was like, "Oh, or maybe," because girls be smelling a little. I was like, "Yeah." She went to the bathroom and when she came out, it smelled a little. It just smelled a little musty. Cause we had a bathroom in the basement, so I used that as like, yeah, she smelled a little musty, or she stunk a little bit or whatever. So it was crazy because I feel like a couple days later, I don't think it was like a week later, I think it was just a couple days later, my mother was like, so if you ever I think she asked me like, you ever had sex, or are you planning on having sex anytime soon? And I was like, yeah, I would want to. But she was asking me like, would I have sex with her? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I didn't really never think about it, but I mean, I wouldn't mind trying it. Something. She was like, oh, okay, well, I was just asking because you at that age and y'all seem serious, so y'all always spend time together. So she was like, oh, I'll just get you I just bought some condoms and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, oh God, she knows. She knows. I think I did tell her that we did have sex, but I don't think I told her it was in the house. So, Mom, if you're watching this, I did have sex with that girl when I was 14, and it was in the house. So next to the next story. So I didn't have sex. I didn't have sex again until I was 17. Now I remember this because it was okay. So it was a girl. Now, the first girl I lost my virginity to, ended up being friends with the other girl, and the other girl, because we had broke up. Me and the girl broke up that summer. The next school year summer, we had broke up, and I got a story that connects to that too. But anyways, I'm gonna try to keep this one just like sex stories, and then I'll go to the next, other stories and stuff. But so then she was like, we was all on the phone. This is after we broke up. We was all on the phone, and the friend was like, okay, we gonna give them names. So the girl I had sex with name was Sarah. They're black, by the way, so their names really aren't that. So the girl name was Sarah, and then the friend name was Elise. Okay, so Sarah was the girl I had sex with. Well, my girlfriend at the time. We broke up that summer, so Elise and Sarah ended up becoming friends. But I was still cool with Sarah. So Elise and Sarah was on the phone together, and Sarah ended up getting off the phone, and Elise was like, me and Elise was still on the phone because we was cool already before they became cool. So she was like, yeah, I always had a crush on you, blah blah blah. This is when we in the 7th grade now, because that's the 7th grade, the summer into 7th grade. So we broke up before 7th grade. So she was like, yeah, I liked you, and I had a crush on you, blah blah blah. He was like, it's crazy because I always liked you too. I just never got that vibe from you or whatever, blah 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 blah. So this girl, I was trying to get Elise since 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. I was trying to get Elise for like 5 years. We dated like one time. We had got together on my birthday, and I think this was like 8th grade maybe, because I think 8th grade she left. She had left 8th grade year, and I think she came back 9th or 10th, or she left 9th grade and came back. She had left and then came back. So now after this, I stopped. I was still cool with Sarah, but we wasn't talking anymore, like that. But we was still cool. But Elise was like, no, I can't fuck with you because you was fucking with Sarah, and she like my best friend. You know how girls be. Oh, that's my best friend, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, cool. I can respect that. I get it. But she was dating some other dude anyway, and she was into like the niggas that was doing shit. Like I wasn't school. Like I wasn't heavy on school. Like I didn't really give a fuck about school and doing my work and all that. But they was like, they never come to class, was ditching school, was failing, getting had to repeat, that type of shit. So I was like, whatever, you like them type of niggas, I'm not one of them niggas, them dirty looking niggas. I was like, I'm not one of them niggas. So, it's cool. When you ready, yeah. So then time went on. I'm still trying to forget her. We talking, blah, blah, blah. She meet my mother. She meet my mother. We cool. My mother like, yeah, she cool, blah, 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 blah. My mother is gay. So I was living with my mother and my other mother and my stepsister. But my other mother didn't like her. My other mother, apparently I found out recently that my other mother don't like none of the girls I dated. She didn't like none of them. So she was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But she never liked her. My mother was like, oh, she cool. So time went on. I ended up going with this other girl. This girl really was white. Well, she was white, but she was adopted, and she was raised by a Jamaican family or something, or African, I think African or something. So she had like, she had some black in her. She acted like a black girl a little bit. So I started dating her, and Elise found out about it. So Elise like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Now Elise jealous, and she all on my body, trying to flirt with me and touch on me and hug on me and all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, you wasn't just doing it. Like, what's up with you? Like, I was just single. I was single for like a whole year. You didn't want me. Now I'm with somebody you want me. And she like, yeah, because you don't need to be with her, blah, 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 blah. Yapping. So time going on. She leave. She found out I'm dating some other girl, because the other girl is another girl that I went to elementary school with that's friends with her at this point of the story. So she like, yeah, why Rod dating this girl, blah, 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 blah. And she called me like, oh, so you dating this girl, something, something, something. I'm like, bro, you don't even go here no more. Why are you even like on my dick for? And she was like, that's cool. And then that's when she came the next year. And I think this is the year that we tried it, and it only lasted like a couple of days. Because I feel like me and her was just meant to be friends. Like, I'm going to get to the shit that got us not talking no more now. But, so as time went on, we stopped talking for a while. But she was one of them people that, like, we would stop talking for a long, long time, but then we would end up talking again. Like, we would end up randomly finding each other again. So when I hit 11th grade, so this is when I'm going to 11th grade, and I'm 17. Now, I'm telling you all this because this is the second time I ever had sex. So this is like my real sexual experience, like, so time goes on, and now at this point I just got to a new school. I'm going to a new school. I changed my look up. Like, I'm trying to be a new person. Nobody knows me. I'm like, I get to this school. Mind you, I was going to a city school, so we had to wear a uniform and stuff. And then at this point, I'm going to a county school. So county schools, you don't have to wear a uniform. I don't know if that's like how it is everywhere, like in the United States, but in Maryland, anyways, county schools don't wear uniform, and city schools wear uniform. So, I had a little summer job. The job that I'm working now was the summer job I had. So I already had, like, experience working there. Now, I've been there for like 5 years now at this point. But anyways, I got a little tan. My face got darker because I was light skinned. My face got darker. My arms was a little darker. I got clothes, had a bunch of shoes. This is when I got into shoes and shit. So I got shoes and all that stuff. So I meet this girl. In like my first period class. I had chemistry, and my credits was all fucked up because of the city school. So I had a lot of classes with like younger kids. So I only had like 3 classes with like 11th graders. I had first was chemistry. The second one I had was algebra, and then English 11. or whatever the fuck it's called. So, I meet this girl in the chemistry, biology, whatever the fuck, chemistry. I think it's chemistry. I meet the girl in chemistry. We chopping it up or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you cute. Blah, 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 blah. She's like, oh yeah, you cute. Da, 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 da. I get her number. We talking, and she on my body. She trying to be with me or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, cool. Crazy. Fucking that same day. Well, I don't know if it was the first day of school or the second day of school, whatever. That same day that me and that girl like was trying to like be together, or we was just talking. The fucking the girl, Elise, hit my phone, my DMs or something. And she's like, yo, Rob, blah, 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 I missed you. I'm like, yo, what's up? And she's like, yeah, I'm some what you doing? I'm like, nothing, I just got out of school. And she's like, oh, for real? Bet I'm about to pull up. I'm like, okay. So she pull up that day, and you know, she caught the bus there or whatever. She pull up, we go in the house. I think this is when she meet my father. And at this point, she know my brother. 'Cause I got a stepbrother and a stepsister, so she know my brother or whatever. So she's like, yo, what's up? You know, dap him up or whatever. And we just vibe. We chilling in the room. And the girl called me, and she's like, oh, who this? And I'm like, some girl I'm messing with. And she like, oh, whatever. And I'm like, why you acting like that? She was like, cause you know, you been trying to fuck with me. Now you fucking with some other bitch. I'm like, girl, we ain't even talking how long, blah, 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 blah. So I end up cutting that girl off. And I'm trying to fuck with Elise, whatever the fuck I said her name was, Elsa, whatever. The girl I've been trying to get for like 6 years now at this point. So I'm like, all right, so what's up? What you trying to do? You on my body? You trying to fuck with me? Blah blah blah. And she's like, yeah. So we dating. We start dating for like a good month. By the way, she's toxic as hell. She's toxic as hell, and you'll see as time goes on. But she's toxic as hell. So we like, yeah, blah blah blah. We start dating for a little bit, and she called me one day and was just like, we on the phone. And she like, I just don't think it's gonna work. I don't think you're what I need. I don't think I'm what you need. I think that I'm just too much for you, and I feel like I'm gonna end up hurting you and blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's not the first time, whatever. But I'm skipping ahead. Before that though, this is when I first like experienced sex, and I feel like the first time we had sex was at my house. I can't remember. I don't think it was it at my house, or was it at her house? I think it might have been at her house, and yeah, I think it was at her house because she had put me onto the Tink song. It's a Tink song called it's like when we fuck something, when we fuck some shit like that. I don't know. I can't remember what the fuck the song is, but I can't even listen to that shit now because I'd be like, I'm not listening to that shit because we had sex, we had sexual intercourse to that song. So I'm like, no, that song is. It was a good song though, but no, I ain't rocking with it no more. But so she put me on that song. We was vibe. That's why I said I wish whatever the shit that I'm gonna tell you never happened, because I feel like we would have been good friends to this day still. So she oh my bad. So she you know, we went to her house, and her house wasn't that far from my house, but it was far enough. Like you could catch the bus there, but like my father would drop her off, pick her up, you know, whatever. Well, she would catch the bus to my house, and my father would drop off, but she would stay late as shit. Like she would stay until like 12 at night, 1 at night, and my father was like, y'all gotta stop this shit, cause y'all got school, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So on the weekends, she would come over and she would stay the night and stuff. So we kept it to weekends. So we would just talk on the phone and all that shit. But I'm having a brain fuck. So yeah, one day I think we had caught I had went over there and we was chilling or whatever. We ended up, you know, whatever, and it still didn't last long because, like I said, this was still like my second time. I feel like we did stuff
before this, but I can't remember. But still, I was still like, busting fast because I still wasn't used to having sex yet at that point. So I'm like, all right, I used the condom and all that, but it just wasn't like. She was like, it's okay. You're not used to having sex. Like I told her like I only had one body. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna show you though. I'm gonna build you up and show you how to really when it comes to sex or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So obviously didn't get there because we ended up not talking. We stopped dating. So time go on, time go on. I ended up going to this thing called Job Corps because I dropped out of school. So I went to this thing called Job Corps. There's a story to the dropout too that I will tell later. I don't know if it's gonna be today, but I'll tell that later. I'm just trying to get the sex story out before my son get up. So, I ended up going to Job Corps, and I'm still in 11th grade, by the way. So this is all still happening that year. Like I wasn't even in school that long because no, it was about a year. Cause yeah, it was about a year because she was talking about buying some because I always said I wanted Jordan 11s. She was like, oh yeah, we can buy some matching Jordan 11s for Christmas or some shit like that. And I was like, yeah, blah blah blah. Because I think we was still cool. I think at this point, because we was cool for a while. I think, but her phone was always off. Her phone was always off, and she was going to live in Virginia with her mother. So we had got disconnected. So fast forward, Job Corps. I was gonna have another sex like moment between that time before I ended up leaving school, but it didn't happen because the girl said she wanted to, but then when the time came, she bluffed out, so it never happened. Like we was in the midst of it, but she was like, no, she was scared because I was her first. So I was like, it was cool, whatever. I've been there, so I know how it feels. So I was like, yeah, whatever. But we still dated. We dated even when I was in Job Corps still, this girl. So I'm in Job Corps. I leave right on my birthday. My birthday is February 20th. So as soon as I turned 18, that was the day that I left school. So months go by. I don't know how many months, but a couple months go by because it's a process. You got to go to like a little fake interview thing. Hold on. All right. I thought I heard my son. So yeah. So you probably like, why I got these headphones on? I can hear my voice to make sure I'm talking, talking good. So, I went to Job Corps, and with Job Corps there was a time period thing. Like you had to go do like an interview thing. They had to because you can be accepted, but you might not be accepted, or you might not be able to get into the one you want to go to because they all across like the United States. But it was two that's in Maryland. One is in one location and the other one's another one. But each like state has like their own thing. And Job Corps is a trade like school. So you go there and if you live close enough, you can drive there. But the one I stayed at was like a campus. So we stayed there and we went home on the weekends. So what was I about to say? So yeah, so I did Job Corps, whatever. That's where I met my baby mother. My first baby mother. And this ties into the Elise girl, or whatever the fuck the girl name was. Elsa. Elise. I think it was Elise. I said Elise. So time goes on or whatever. I leave Job Corps. I didn't finish Job Corps. I leave Job Corps, and I didn't finish Job Corps for reasons. I could make a story about that too. So I leave Job Corps, and at this point, me and my baby mother still, well, she's not my baby mother now at that point, but now I'm just saying my baby mother. So my baby mother is still there because she did her whole year, and then I think she did another year or something, I can't remember, but she did her whole year, and to complete her trade. So we dating or whatever. She stays, she basically lives with me at that point. Well, on the weekends, she would stay with me on the weekends, and then when she stopped, she basically lived with me. Like, we lived together. After that Job Corps thing, after she was done Job Corps, we lived together. So, because I lived at my father's house, but my father lived with his girlfriend at the time. He ended up marrying. So me and my baby mother, we lived there together, right? So time go on. I'm gonna tell some stories about my my baby mother too, because she's toxic. Okay. That was in. I guess I was into toxic girls back then. So, oh, my teeth's not too yellow. I just ate some carrot cake. Okay, ADHD kicking in. I'm trying to get to this story. Okay, so we so time goes on. Now, the brother, Elise's bro. I know Elise and her brother. Her brother ends up being at Job Corps too. He's there. Like, he's there before I get there. So he's there because she told me, because I think I was on the phone. Yeah, we was cool we was talking up until I went to Job Corps, because I was on the phone with her and I told her I was going to Job Corps, and she told me her brother was there. I was like, oh shit, for real, blah 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 blah. So me and her brother, we not cool, but we was cordial or whatever. So he like, yeah, she moved back up Virginia with her mother, and that's when I got disconnected with her. So time go on, she come back. She's back in town, staying with her grandmother again. And so me and my baby mother still dating, but I'm like, not cheating, but I'm we cool. We was cool. So I was talking to her, and my baby mother found out, and she was like, oh, I don't want you talking to her, blah 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 blah, because y'all used to date or y'all fucked or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. Stop talking probably, and then time go on. We end up talking. We end up catching up again off of Snapchat or some shit. So we end up catching up again, and she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, come see me or whatever. So, oh yeah, because my baby mother had went to fucking DC. Now this part get crazy. So my baby mother had ended up going down DC with her best friend. Was supposed to be my best friend. Well, she called me best friend, but she wasn't my best friend. Well, I didn't really do best friends. So she went to DC or Philly with her for the weekend, for like the whole weekend. So I was like, yeah, come slide or whatever. I'm free the whole weekend, blah 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 blah. So she come on a Friday or something, and we link. Yeah, so we link. She got a nigga. So I'm like, yeah, you should drop and be with me for real. Something. So I'll make you happier. You not happy in your relationship. Something. And she like, no, you still fucking with that girl. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about her. I'll drop her. Just try and play my role. So I was like, yeah, I'll drop her. I don't give a fuck. And at this point, I think me and my baby mother was going through some shit anyway. I think we was either broken up, or we was just fussing or whatever. So she like, yeah, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll break up with him, whatever. And then we ended up having sex. But it was weird because the Elise girl, she was like in competition with my baby mother. Never seen my baby mother, nothing. So she like, yeah, I bet I could do everything better than your baby mother. Something. I'm like, I whatever. So when we fucking, she trying to do all this crazy shit and like all this moving and trying to do this. I don't even think I got a nut out because she was doing too much. I was just like, oh no, she just doing too much. Her coochie not loose, but her coochie was a little more. Her coochie was a little. Not loose, but it was a little easy to get in there, okay? Now, at this point, I don't know her story. I don't know what she was going through, but she was going through some shit. So for all I know, she might have been ran through. I don't know. I'm not going to speak bad on her, but yeah, so we fuck or whatever. She stayed the night. We sleep together. We shower together, all this shit. And she's like, yeah. Something. So you gonna be with me? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be with you, whatever. She go home and she like, so what's up? I'm like, yeah, you gonna come back and see me again? Something. And I'm like, yo, y'all remember? Then I go on my group chat. I'm like, yo, y'all remember so and so, Elise? And they like, oh yeah, Elise from blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah. Why? Tell me why I finally got to fuck her. I just fucked her, blah blah blah. And they like, oh, for real, for real. Until then, I found out my best friend. Is it focus? What's going on? My best friend was best friends with her. So I known this nigga since 4th grade. So he ended up being best friends with her. And he sees that I'm saying all this shit. So he adds us to the group chat. And like, oh yeah, Ross said y'all was fucking something. He did this. And she was like, why are you in here telling them that we fucked? Blah, 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 blah. You trying to act tough, trying to act hard or something. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you mad because I said I was going to be with you just to fuck? Your shit wasn't even all that for you to be acting that way. So blah, 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 we fussing. Come to months later, find out that my best friend and her was dating. So yeah, so she like, that's why I don't even know how my baby mother found out about us fucking, and she was trying to like, you know, run her mouth or whatever. So she like, I don't care about him. I got a new man, something. And it ended up being my best friend, and I was like, I didn't really care because, but I got a whole story for that too. But I didn't really care because I was like, she was never really mine. Like I didn't really give a fuck. I just fucked. At that point, I really didn't care about it. When the last time I fucked her, oh God, boy, why you always waking up? Where you at?